Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken. What's up, everybody? We're ready to do this, the Lethal Collective. Kind of thinking this is like episode 2 of the reunion tour. We've got
That's right.
And that was a throwback. That was so exciting.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, dude. I haven't seen that in forever.
Dude, I was like, oh yeah, we have that, huh?
He's like, almost forgot about that, didn't you? Like, what?
Wow.
That's a great intro.
Yeah, that was fun. For all you guys that are here, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And for you guys that are newer to the Lethal Collective, this is a brotherhood with some fine gentlemen, some really good friends, and also amazing content creators. Of course, we've got Fate Decided, we've got Killjoy Jake, and we have got Steven from Craven Something Scary. And yeah, we like to talk horror. And last week, we had the joy, pun intended, of being on Jake's channel. And it was a blast. This week, we're here on the Night Watch Zone. Next week, we'll be on Steven's channel at Craven Something Scary. I did put the link in the chat. So you guys make sure you go to Steven's channel and hit the like and get ready for what we're going to do next week. And of course, with all three of these guys, if there's some reason that you have not subscribed to them, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but
What
make
are you
sure
doing?
you guys, yeah,
There it
you know,
is.
that was going through my head. It was like you go, what are you doing?
I got it. Don't even trip.
But make sure that you guys subscribe to them, support them. They're awesome, and they are brothers. A blanket hello to all you guys. Emo Love Kitten. Now that I love that. That's great. Good to have you here. Saying, hey guys, how we doing tonight? Very cool. Thank you so much for being here. Julie was in the house earlier. I'm not sure if she is able to make the rest of the stream, but shout out to Julie and you know, a lot of our OG listeners and viewers. So we're so glad to have you guys. Happy that we're doing this. Nathan is in the house. What's up, Nathan? Good to see you. All right. Mysterious Rabbit. What's up? Paula. Of course, we got Erica. Erica's ready to get down and dirty. Thank you so much for coming over here, Erica. We appreciate you. Let's see. And yes, I almost forgot. Erica's on the money. The crowns. That's a new feature that YouTube is rolling out for you guys that are in the live chat. It's basically it's based upon how much interaction you have in the stream. You get experience points for each time you send a message, or if you send in a super chat or a super sticker, and it shows a leaderboard. So it's a way for you guys to have more recognition and have some friendly competition with each other, which is always good. May not always be friendly, but you know, one can hope. What's up, RJ? Good to see you. Horror Queen, Scotty, all of you guys, and everyone jumping in. Kelly, Gory Tiger. Thank you guys for being here. So last week, let's jump into this real quick, and then I'm going to catch up with some more of you guys in the chat. Last week, we had a great conversation diving into Scream 7 specifically, and also the prospect of Scream 8. But before we go back down that road and maybe finish up some loose ends, I figured that we'd jump into one of the other legacy franchises that is making a return, and that's I Know What You Did Last Summer. Guys, I mean, let's start off about what our thoughts are about it coming back, or our excitement level and all of that. Fate, let's start with you, man. I mean, I'll be quite honest, other than Steven, I'm not even sure what you guys' thoughts are on I Know What You Did Last Summer as a franchise. So what's yours, man?
Well, I mean, obviously another Kevin Williamson franchise, so obviously got, you know, some bias to it. Look, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I still know what you did last summer. You know, it's fun, right? I don't think it was as good as the original, but thought it was fun. The third one we don't talk about. That one just never needed to exist. So, if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about, and I'm sorry if you haven't saw it. Good for you. But now we're getting another. Even the series, we got a series too, and that series was like unwatchably bad in my opinion. I thought that series was terrible. Like it was awful, in my opinion. I know some people. I talked about the series a couple weeks ago, and some people were like, "Oh, I really loved it. It's great. Glad you liked it." I thought it was trash. But the upcoming series, obviously, I'm excited for it. You know, bringing back the legacy characters. However, that's always really hit or miss, and more often than not, seems to be a miss. And more often than not, it's like they're trying to juggle too much, right? They're trying to focus on building the new characters, telling a new story, doing all this stuff, and then trying to sprinkle in the legacy characters, which
That's right.
you know, with like, you know, I mean, great example is Texas Chainsaw Massacre that comes to mind, and how bad they did Sally, right? Like,
Oh,
Why you get?
bro, they threw her on a pile of trash.
Get Steven going.
Seriously.
I'm telling you, you have The Exorcist, right? That
Yeah.
one was bad, right? Like, you know, I mean, there have been so like I Scream. I didn't really like how they did Sydney in Scream 5. I just felt like she didn't really drive the plot. I felt like she was just kind of there to be there.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is fine. Like, I'm never going to complain about having Sydney, but I didn't think they did a good job telling her story. Dewey was like the heart of that film. I really loved how they did Dewey in that. Gail, I thought was okay. Not like, yeah, that's what I needed from her, but I thought it was okay. Scream 6, I thought did a terrible job with Gail. Again, just kind of in the movie just to be in the movie, right? She didn't further the plot. The only thing that she did, we found out they were going to do anyway, right? Which was just revealed the shrine room. So I worry about that, juggling Jennifer Love Hewitt as Julie and Freddie Prinze Jr. as Ray. They can do a good job with those two. That would be great. And then I also worry that we're falling into the same trap that we see a lot of these like requels do, and that is essentially carbon copy of the original.
Yeah.
Because the plot is exactly the same as the original.
Right.
And
right.
you know, and I kind of default to that thing where it's like, if I wanted to watch the original, I could just go watch the original. You did you even did the original route in the TV series. And so it's just like, this is now the third time that we're going to get the same plot. Now, I'm sure that this is going to be slightly different, right? Because from the trailer, it looks like it's a car crash rather than like they hit somebody, right? They're all standing over the road. So I'm hoping it's different enough in the sense of like, okay, you get a little more creativity. I have I'm going to go in, you know, giving it a fair shot, but there are the typical kind of red flags
Right.
going into it that more often than not seem to translate poorly. So but Jake, what about you?
I'm weirdly excited for this one, guys. I'm like, at first I was kind of in the same boat of, you know, does this need a sequel? I think the original is a great standalone, you know, and then it already kind of got like, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and Jack Black had dreads for some reason. I was like, what's going on with that? But
I love in a scary movie where he's like, and what about that dread mother? Oh man, I want to kill him.
yeah, dude. I totally like. I get the hate for that one, but it's campy, it's fun, it's whatever. But now we're revisiting the franchise again, and I'm seeing things in this trailer that are honestly promising. I'm really liking the young cast as well as the legacy characters coming back. Looks like the Fisherman's gonna score some of his best kills ever. If I'm
I
being
think
straight
so
up.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Also,
I mean,
pulling a scorpion on us.
get over here.
Get over here. Yeah, exactly. Also, one thing, I am so thankful that they didn't reveal who the killer was in the trailer, because and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, they literally, you can see his face. The slicker's up, you can see his face. Now, and I know it, and I still know they didn't try to hide that it was Ben Willis again. The twist was Will Benson, right? That was the twist. So the sequel, I understand, I get it. But in the original, I Know What You Did Last Summer, you can see who the killer is. Literally.
Yeah.
His face is right. They have a shot looking up, and you can see his entire face. Sorry. I like that he's wearing gloves and fully covered. Sorry, I just needed to get that out.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm excited to see what they do with the murder mystery though of this one too, Fate, because it feels like they're gonna do something different.
Ben Willis.
I hope it's just somebody. I hope they just. I don't know if I hope for this, but it seems like they're just going to turn it into Scream, basically. Like it's just going to be the Scream with the fishermen. I'm fine with that. It's the same fan base, pretty much, right? It's Kevin Williamson fans coming into this hoping for a good murder mystery. Fine, if you want to do that, but basically like have like a seaside vibe with a fisherman running around stabbing people in the face. Cool, I'll vibe with it. But no, I'm excited. It looks fun. It looks like they're reinventing the whole concept a little bit too, with the, like you were talking about with the car driving off the cliff. I think that's kind of a cool different way to do the opening accident, you know? It's like you don't get to see the faces of the people you accidentally killed. So it's like, who is it? Now we really don't know. We're totally in the dark. And I'm excited to see this. I also wanted to bring this up just real quick. Madison has only seen the first Scream film. That's my fiance out in the chat.
That is a travesty, Jake.
I gotta fix that. I know.
You got work to do, bro.
I see the chat exploding over that. I know we're working on it. We're making it happen. I promise.
Madison, on behalf of the Lethal Collective, I want to apologize for him.
Neglecting his responsibilities.
He has let us down. Cool, man. Well, Steven, what about you, man? Because I know you got thoughts, and I know what you did last summer. So, what do you think about this new entry?
Look, I mean, I'm going into it open-minded, kind of taking more of Fate's approach to this one.
Yeah.
I'm going in like saying I want to like this movie a lot. And that's my mindset. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous for what, I'm really concerned about getting too formulatic in terms of requel. It's Scream 5 philosophy plastered into I Know What You Did Last Summer. How much of the legacy cast going to count? Is it going to be like Scream 5? It's a great comparison. Is it going to be where we don't see Jennifer and Freddie until middle of the movie, third act? Are they going to be there the entire time contributing to things? It's just those are the things that make me wonder, like, how are you going to use them? Are you going to use them well? And I hope they do. I'm like I say, I'm staying hopeful. I want that, and I did, and there's something else that I think Jake you mentioned, or maybe in Fate, but anyway, sorry guys. One of you talked about the mask, right? The gloves, the mask, and that makes me excited because that to me leans more towards maybe we're going to be shocked or surprised at who it is. Maybe it's not, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not going to be who we think it is, and it's going to be I'm hoping for a really good reveal of that whodunit Scream style movie. And so look, for me, if you get good casts, you got bodies dropping amongst them, and you got a mass killer who's not revealed his identity, his face, his hands, anything. There's a potential for that to turn out really awesome and be a great whodunit.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I want to mention too is I saw an interview and did a video quite a while back about the director talking about how they also are expanding the fisherman's or the slicker's weapons.
Yes.
And so she said that she went back and got with her team and said, let's look at everything nautical we can find, and if it could be turned into a weapon. So, man, we may see anchors, we may see compasses, we may see all kind of, we already know there's a harpoon gun.
Yeah.
It's going to be involved already.
Yeah, but this might be a quick movie. If he's just harpooning everybody,
that would be
exactly.
Sniping people with a harpoon gun.
Dude, that would be so cool, man.
This is only like a 20-minute movie.
It would be a good 20 minutes, though.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
Right?
It'll be the first one where the killer wins.
But I'm excited though, really, because you expanded. I still want to see the hook. It's the main weapon, but
right.
Just mixing in opportunity where things are,
Mhm.
can be used for weapons.
Yep.
So that's cool. And I do also agree with what you guys said earlier. I think that they are going to be the best kills we've seen. Probably, I think they're working for the franchise. I think they're working hard to get the
Mhm.
kills up and elevate those. I hate that word in horror, but I really do. So those are my hopes. I have a lot of fears I won't get into because Fate covered most of them really well as I
Mhm.
feel. But I'm going to say I am like between Fate and Jake. I'm probably right in the middle between the both of you on how I feel about this movie.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I'm hopeful. That's the big takeaway.
Cool. Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of excited about this thing too, man. And I don't know, I saw the trailer and I was just like, when I saw the scorpion moment, I was just like, well, yeah, we should have been doing that since the beginning. Like that was just a really cool kill. And I think that, like you were saying, Steven, like opening up this idea of using different types of weapons, one of the smartest things that they could do, obviously it has to be a good story, the characters have to hit, all of that good stuff, but if they can really make these kills like super cool, and really giving us that moment where we can look at this villain as like something a little bit different, you know what I mean, like I think that when you think about Ghostface, you've got sometimes when it's like, yeah, there were some cool kills, and then you're like, well, it's kind of a lot of the same. You're stabbing, you're slashing, and stuff like that, which is fine. But now we've got some opportunities to do some different things, some different set pieces where it happens and so forth. So if they can be really creative with that, I think that's one aspect that could really make this shine, and if it is like the mystery aspect that we're kind of going with, which to me makes sense and that's the smart way to go, that's another great thing. It's like if you give us a good mystery, like that'll be awesome. I don't want to know who the killer is until at least 60% into the movie or something like that, as far as getting good ideas about who the killer is. But I'm really excited. And it's weird because I really enjoyed the original. The second one was all right. We all talk about Jack Black. He was great, whatever. And then I just never really thought much about it. I'd watch the original every once in a while, but I'm not a big fan of the franchise per se. But I am excited about this. I just hope that it can all be pulled off, man. I really do. Time will tell. I mean, what do you guys think? And I'm going to get back to the chat in a second, but let's go around one more time. What do you guys think about having, Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love Hewitt back? I know there's obviously some concerns, but do you think it was a good idea, Fate, if you would have just, without seeing the film, just, from afar looking in, do you think it's a good idea for them to come back?
Yes, if the story's right. Like so couple things. One, it doesn't look like they're together. Granted,
Right.
we haven't seen the actual film, but based on the trailer, right? Like Ray shows up at like a town meeting and looks like
Hmm.
he's in the town. Uh, Julie looks like she's like a professor or something like that at some like college,
Yep.
right? So my thing is like if they were together and they were just kind of thrown like whirlwind thrown into this storm, and because they have experience in this field, felt like they needed to inject themselves into it or something, whatever, like something, I'd
Hmm.
probably feel a little more confident. But just like because I also think it'd be easier to integrate the two of them rather
Yeah.
than now you got to tell the story of Ray. Now you have to tell the story of Julie, and then you have to figure out how to bring them together, and then you have that conflict and that like, oh, I haven't seen you in however long that
Hmm.
they're probably just gonna brush over, right? It looks like they have a conversation, right? But I just think it would have been so much easier if, again, I only know what I know, right? Like, which is the
Right.
trailer. But assuming that they're not together, okay, well then, last we saw them, they were together, married in a house, right? And then so like what happened? They just broke up, like, but they were
Hmm.
always like they always came back to each other. So it's like now you have like 20 years or whatever it is, or 30 years of like questions that need to now be explained that they're probably not going to explain, that you wouldn't have had to explain had they just been together. And it's
Right.
like they're together. I honestly wanted them to just do a Julie and Ray film with like their child, like what they're doing with Scream with Sydney. And you could have had Julie and Ray with the family and just kept it simple. Right. And then introduced new characters or whatever, and just, had a story that whatever, like it's a copycat or something like that. Right. Like, it would have been a completely different film. You would have had this whodunit mystery. It wouldn't have been the same thing over again that now you have to integrate all these characters. My concern is that it's going to end up being too convoluted. There's going to be too many questions that aren't answered, and they're just going to kind of speed run this rather than having it really play out. But Jake.
Yeah, no, it's weird because I think when I first heard like what the approach was with this flick, it was like, I just don't think they can approach it in the same way as like a Scream, where you bring back the legacy characters. Because I mean, again, I hate making this point again, but it's like, they're cashing in on the Scream crowd. You know what I mean? Say what you want about 5 and 6. Those movies just made a ton of money. They were wildly successful. Sony wants in on some of that bag. So now I'm thinking, they want to take the same approach with another Kevin Williamson murder mystery franchise, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same franchise. This is about an isolated incident from the late 90s of accidentally running over a character. How do you recreate that?
Yeah.
But I will say, we've had some wild theories come through over on like my streams and stuff. Someone's had the idea that maybe Ray is a killer after all this time. I mean, it's been a long time. You can totally reinvent these characters, I feel. And the idea there was someone's trying to like Ray is essentially trying to replicate the same thing, and maybe long time after having this guilt and holding this weight or something for such a long time, like pinning it on some new people or something. I don't know, something you could write some crazy motive in there, whatever. But I wouldn't mind something wild like that. I guess I'm not personally as attached to Julie James and Ray as I am with Sydney and Gail and Dewey, So if you wanted to turn one of those characters into a villain just randomly here, I'm not completely against something insane like that. But it is a head scratcher, right? Because it's like, you're telling me something this similar happens in the same town 30 years later with another group of young people.
Yeah.
It's wild. But I just wonder how they're going to handle that duality of the two situations basically being the same. And where they could have just easily made this a remake instead,
Yeah.
My concern is that this is going to be one of those situations where the simple answer was the correct answer, and instead of them going the simplistic route, they tried to get cute with it, and it falls on its face.
It might. Yeah, it definitely might.
Good. Yeah. Yep. It could. I almost think. Well, I don't know if I think that. I'm down the fence. I'm just going to say I almost think it might have been better to come with the remake, clean sweep. It's a new movie versus, because when you tag the legacy in, now you're tagging in the history as well.
Right.
And all that comes with those past movies is canon in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's which from Scream, I'm glad. Obviously, it was great because it allows us to continue to have the canon from the past. But it could be, look, it could work, or like you said, it could work, or it could fall on its face. Right, the approach that they chose to take. I just hope that it is. I know what Jake said. I was laughing in my head because, what are the odds?
I know, man.
Town,
Don't go traveling around that town.
No, don't go walking late at night.
No,
don't go out at night. Don't go to Cabot Cove, Maine. If you're a Jessica Fletcher fan, you know what I'm talking about. It's just places you don't go, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And so I'm hopeful, but I would have been okay personally, because you asked, what do we think about the characters?
Yeah.
I would have actually been okay if they hadn't brought them back.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have roused a big issue about it. I would have been like, well, we're starting over. We're starting fresh. The old movies are the old movies. And but I'm happy they're back. But like I said earlier, for me, it all comes down to how you use them.
Exactly.
That's where it's at for me, because if they don't really use them and let them have an actual impact in this movie, to me, why did you bring them? Why did you other than to get cash, people in the seats? So we'll see. I just hope the writers are smart were smart in this, and honestly, I hope they kind of said, let's don't make the mistake that Scream 5 made with
Yep. Yep.
bringing them back. I actually hope
Yep.
that's a learning experience for these writers on
Yep.
how we don't want to do it that way. We want to make it different.
Yep.
So, fingers crossed.
I absolutely agree with you. It's like, bringing a legacy character back, it could go either way. We all know that. But again, we've seen the mistakes in the past, and not even just with Scream 5. This has happened in a lot of legacy sequels, but there have been examples of where it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they hopefully learned from those mistakes, this could be really fun. I personally, as a fan of the original, I want to see them have some weight. I want to see them have something to do and not so much just walk past the camera and, hey guys, and they're passing off that baton over to this younger cast. To me, that would be an absolute fail. Like, seriously, it would be like, I would, to be quite honest, it almost wouldn't even matter how cool the kills are to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can watch cool kills in a bunch of other horror films,
That's
you
true.
know. But they've got to get the characters right, and bringing Freddie Prinze back and Jennifer Love Hewitt, make it worth something, And if you could do that, then this could really be cool. Like, I think this has the potential to be a big surprise, if they can do some of these things that we're talking about. So I'm hopeful. I truly am. But surprisingly excited. Like, when I saw the trailer and some people were talking about it, I was like, man, I can't believe I'm kind of hyped up for I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is crazy. I haven't thought about this film, very much over the years. So cool stuff, man. Real quick, let me just jump to the chat. I know you guys are working hard. And just to say, thanks to Val, who also is here helping out in the chat. You guys rock. We've got May in the house. And thank you guys for being here and helping out in the chat. And we do have some well wishes. We got Russell coming in with a super chat. Welcome back. Lethal Collective has been a long time. Always enjoyed the Lethal Collective streams. Hey, man, you're all right. Thank you. Thank you. The Core 4 is back. Let's get the party started. I like that. And we got Jen in the house too. Jen said, when did this start? It's like, yeah, that's cool. 30 months. Thanks so much for the support, Jen. We love you. Saying, I feel like it's been 30 months since I have seen the four of you together. There you go.
I know.
It's been a little while. Hollywood Guy coming in too. Thank you so much, Hollywood Guy. We appreciate you. The original Core 4 is back. Hello, gents. What's going on? Let's party. Thank you guys so much. You guys are all right.
Yeah.
Seriously. And Erica coming in. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, following the OG Core 4. The links are in the chat. And thank all of you guys for putting the links in the chat. I've been seeing a whole bunch of links for Steven and Jake and also for Fate. So thank you so much.
Yes.
All right.
Now, hold on. I just have to say, tell us, Fate. Tell us who your friend is, because we're all wanting to know.
The attention whore. So
Yes.
she's a puppy, and I made the mistake one day of on a live stream bringing her on, and now every time I sit in this chair, she thinks like, "Ooh, it's my time to shine," and she jumped up and she got an attention because like it was a while ago, but literally on the Laker channel that I have, like she was like in the background and someone asked about her, and I was like, "Oh, here, let me show her." And then now every time I sit in this chair to do a live stream, she knows because I'm only at this computer when I'm doing a live, so she knows like, "Oh, he's sitting there. Now's my time to shine." But this is Socks.
Aww.
She is a German Shepherd and Border Collie mix.
So
She's
cute.
a year old now. She's the sweetest fur baby ever. She is like not a mean bone in her body.
Oh,
She
look
lets
at the
me
ears.
play with her. I like big dogs because I like to play with my dog. You know what I mean? Like I like to be able to like rough out, like and have fun, and and she loves it. She's hyper and wild and crazy, and she's a puppy. So she's like you can't control her. So,
She's adorable.
yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, she was like, "Ooh, he's sitting," and I was trying to like keep her away, and she just overpowered me.
Yep.
Yeah, she's so
Resistance
cute.
is futile.
Right? I know, right?
It was hard not to interrupt you guys
then-
and ask about it. I'm
I
gonna
know.
be so real.
I
I was
know.
I was holding back.
I saw my
Right.
old dog. Dude. This guy's just outliving everybody. This dude's so old. Like my buddy said, he died 5 years ago. He just hasn't realized it yet. He's just like old.
Aw.
Like this dude's so old. But yeah, I got him the puppy because one of our other dogs died. She was old too, and got the puppy because I was like, oh, it'd be nice to like, give him, because he was sad. It's like that was like his girl and she died, and so I was like, oh, let me get him a puppy. And poor guy, that was a terrible decision. He's just like, dude, like, why did you get this thing? This thing is a terror. But yeah,
Aw.
she's an attention seeker now. She loves the attention, and now every time Dad is on a live stream, she has to make an appearance. So if you see my live streams, you'll see her randomly pop in.
So cute.
Anyway,
Oh.
So cute.
I do though have a question.
Yeah.
For the panel here is, so like, okay, the premise of I Know What You Did Last Summer is simple, right?
Yes.
Run somebody over, they come back for revenge.
That's right.
It's essentially in a nutshell, and they keep coming back, right? Now, the idea, or the beauty of this one is the mystery, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it the same thing? Like, do they hit somebody in a car and then that person comes back? Is it like the family members, right? Like, you killed my kid, so now mom and dad are here to mess stuff up, right? Like, there is this level of mystery.
Yeah.
However, the original worked because, like, the non-mystery, I guess, probably a good way. The non-mystery of the original, I felt worked because the whole time you're trying to figure out who that person was. You knew who the killer was. You just didn't know what they looked like. So you're
Right.
trying to figure out what do they look like, and they try to do misdirection with like Ray and stuff, but really, like, you knew, like, it's not him.
Yeah.
Like, you knew it was, you knew what the deal was. I don't know if that works this time, right? And my concern is that either A, the killer is going to just be a remake, B, the killer is going to be incredibly obvious, that it's going to be like I said, like, their parents, that it's going to be disappointing. Does anyone else hear about the killers? Because I really do. I do think that there is potential here
Yep.
for the real mystery and whodunit, unlike anything we've gotten in the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. But my concern, the reason I have this concern is because we're doing essentially the same thing over again, where if we did do something where it was, Julie and Ray and their daughter, and it was like a copycat thing, then it's like, it could be anybody. It could be the sheriff, it could be one of the friends, it could be one of the neighbors, it could be anybody. Where I think because we're doing the remake, sort of, I think there's really only three options. It's either somebody in the friend group that snapped because of the situation and they had to cover it up, which is what they tried to do with Ray, but we all knew it wasn't. It's a family member or relative, or it's that person that they ran over. I don't think that there is, I don't think the mystery is as big of a mystery as it would have been otherwise. That makes sense, Jake?
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm concerned about. Just, I don't know if you guys have seen like any of the other murder mysteries that have come out, like outside of Scream in the last couple of years or so. I don't know, not a whole lot of big standouts there. It's been a while since I feel like I got duped. So like Hard Eyes is probably my biggest example.
Yeah,
That,
really.
So you mean that you didn't like the reveal or the mystery of it?
I just feel like a lot of them are too easy to point out. I feel like there's
I think they're
something
too easy to point out, or it just doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, it's almost like it's just like, so it's like, ha, it's me, and it's like, who are you? And it's like, oh, it was
Who
the
are
paper
you?
you saw for 30 seconds in the beginning of the movie. Like
Yeah,
Hard
yeah.
Eyes, I felt was like that, right? Like,
yes.
without spoiling it, because I don't know how many. I mean, it's been long enough, but
Which
like
movie?
Hard Eyes.
Hard Eyes.
Oh, Hard Eyes. Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I felt like at the end, like the twist, kills, and everything like that, and then like the first reveal, like I just felt it was like, who are these people?
Right.
Like you only knew who one of them were. It was like, this is stupid.
True.
Like like even what was it? The new Fear Street. I thought was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
that reveal was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Of course, it's
really,
It's rough.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
I agree with you, Jake. Like, and that's my concern. I just feel like I don't even think it's we've already done enough. I just think it's lazy. I just think people are too lazy. And I'd rather you just go the simplistic route, lean into it, rather than I feel like they try to make a mystery just to say they did a mystery, but it's not like the mystery, like, you know, it's like that.
I was just
it in a better way, right? Like
there's a quote from some like Greek philosopher or something, and I can't remember it exactly. I'm going to paraphrase like crazy, but like a good twist has got to be both obvious and completely hidden at the same time, which is a very tough thing to. It almost sounds like it doesn't make any. Yeah, there's balance. Like it's hidden in plain sight the whole time.
Yeah.
Like the killer's. It's obvious when you think about it, when you know the reveal, but during the first 2 acts, it should be completely like you're not even looking at that person.
Yeah.
I think that's why Stu in the original Scream is so good, because you're like, it's Billy, it's Billy, it's Billy. No, it's Billy and Stu. You know what I mean? Like that to me that's the twist. So they got that's the problem with a lot of these movies, and Hard Eyes especially, is like there's one person who's obvious, and the fact that there's something else going on isn't, I don't know, it's just not that great of a reveal. So I'm just hoping that whatever they end up doing here, we're looking left when they go right. You know what I mean? It is a tough thing to do. It is a careful process to figure out, but as long as they can just give us a simple, well done murder mystery that has like a little bit of a at the end, I'm down for it, man. As long as they can execute something sweet and simple like that.
Well, that's the thing, man. They gotta. You would think that they would be at least working hard on that aspect of it, you know, as far as the mystery and the reveal. Because I mean, if you really think about it, like the original or like Scream or like Hard Eyes or so many other films like this, that's like the thing that people leave the theater with, right? Oh,
right,
man,
exactly.
I never knew Stu was gonna be a part of that. How dumb was I? You know, and that's also how you create a fandom and you create hype, you know, and you know, again, like you guys said, with Scream coming back, you know, 5 and 6, and obviously, you know, Halloween before that coming back, you know, a lot of these movies like a Hard Eyes, and as we've seen with Terrifier, although Terrifier is totally different type of horror, but you know what I mean? Like you can really build a fan base. Like horror is like kicking it right now. I mean, look at Final Destination. I mean, this is crazy when you think of some of these franchises that have been around for 20 years, 30 years, and so forth. And there's still ways to do good things and bring in new fans and plus us OG fans. And I just hope that, and we'll be able to tell probably at least 15 minutes into this movie, you know, I just hope that they're really taking that serious, because you have a great opportunity here. You really, really do. So
I couldn't agree. Just one point to that real quick. I couldn't agree more. And with them obviously trying to, you know, shift this franchise more towards Scream than it already was, that's going to be so important. If they land that, if they have a good reveal, like I liked Thanksgiving's reveal, if they have something even as strong as that, like even
Thanksgiving,
it'll work. It'll pull in the fan base. Well, maybe we'll get another one.
Yeah. Right.
what is the last whodunit mystery that you were like, that was a good reveal?
Bodies.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I loved it. Oh man. I know I'm in the minority, I guess. I loved it. I honestly totally fooled me. I didn't see it coming.
Wow. Well, for me, it was Thanksgiving. I thought that was really well done, I thought. And I'm excited for the second one when they actually start working on it. And
right.
You know, I stay in touch with the actor who played John Carver in the costume regularly, and I keep asking if he's got any updates. You know, and he's like, "Man, I'm still waiting to hear something from Eli about it." They've been in contact about it, whether hoping he's gonna return to play John Carver, because he was amazing, I thought, in that role. And just real quick about Hard Eyes, I will say this, and again, maybe it's just me, but and Knight backed me up because I think we watched it together.
Yes, we did.
Right, because I guess I didn't see it coming. Whenever we were an hour into the movie, and I said, I still don't think I figured this out yet. And
I remember we were talking about when we thought It's like, wait a minute,
Yes.
you started
Yes.
getting some thoughts going. And they
That's
tried
right.
to, they tried to like, I don't want to say complicate it a little bit, but they tried to kind of throw a little bit of a curveball in. I think to
Yep.
some degree I was okay with it. To some degree I was like, all right, I get what you're trying to do with that. You know what I mean? But I will say, because I
Yeah.
enjoyed the movie so much, and I guess maybe this is kind of like one of those instances where the reveal, it wasn't as big for me, you know what I'm saying, because I enjoyed the movie so much up until that point that I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's
Mhm.
that's pretty interesting. you know
Yeah. I will just say this again. It has been out for a while, but still.
yeah,
Um, let's just say everything shifted when sometimes in life we don't want to call Uber. We just need a ride home.
yes,
And
yes.
you know,
And I was
everything's
like, wait a minute.
that shifted. That was it. I said, okay, I know where we're going. And then I have to say, for me, if you're gonna have for any movie, if you're gonna have a killer, let us see this person more than one 10-second scene.
Right? That was
Right?
the thing. That I think we talked about that when we
We
watched it. It's
did.
like, bro, I
Like, who
saw
is this?
I saw him for like 3/10 of a second. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I know. I wish it had been someone of more significance to the
Y-
story that we
Yeah.
knew.
I
Yeah.
would
But
here's
that's
the
all I'll say about
I
it.
would
Yeah.
rather I would rather these movies go the stranger route than try to do like this whodunit mystery that like, and what I mean by the stranger route is like, why are you doing this? Because you were
Yeah, yeah.
like, you're just crazy. Like I'd
Right.
rather, it's like they try to do that, but they're trying to set it up as this whodunit mystery, and then they
Mhm.
reveal the killer, and the killer has this like intricate motive and all this stuff. But it's like, who is this person? So like the motive is just stupid because you haven't built the motive throughout the film. You haven't built the character. There's no
Yeah.
connection. There's no relationship. I'd
That's right.
rather you just go the stranger's route, have this killer. The killer's running through the town, and it's like, why are you doing this? And it's like, because I watched a movie and snapped, like something stupid, right? Like that's
Mhm.
why like Mickey's thing in Scream 2. That's why I think it's one of the best motives. He's just crazy. Like,
Mhm.
even so much so, even Mrs. Loomis is like, can you believe that? Like, do you hear how crazy that is? Like, it's like when she takes him out, like, instead of trying to like, I just feel like everyone's trying to do the next, like, haha, I gotcha. And
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
like I said, sometimes the simple answer is the best answer. Instead of doing something crazy like that, just like, like, why are you doing this? Because the town needed a reset, right? We need some tourism, right? Like, so like, I just figured, a great way would be to be, the murder capital of the world because, because murder mysteries and true crime documentaries are all the craze. So I knew
Yeah,
people
yeah.
would want to come, and then fast forward to the end, like a year later, and there's all these tourists that want to go to the butcher's house. Like,
Right.
I think that would have been a great movie. It'd be like, okay, now I get it. Rather than like, let's try to like trick them. How are we going to trick them? Let's have the killer only show up 10 seconds in the beginning of the movie. They'll never guess it. Let's let it be the baker that hands the cupcakes at the end. Like,
Right.
Okay, Fate. To that point, though, I'm just curious, and if you hate it, not going to break my heart, but I'm just curious. Did you
Already.
guys see the movie Drop from this
no, I
year?
have not. I haven't
Yes.
seen
I
it.
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I've been wanting to so bad, man.
it's good.
Craven, without spoiling anything, did you like the reveal or not?
Yeah, I think I did. I'm actually trying
That's
to
the A24
get it
phone
back in
call
my
movie,
head.
right? Where the girls
No,
on
it's
the date.
Blumhouse.
Christopher
That's
Landon.
Blumhouse.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the one
it's
with the girls
Blumhouse.
on the date, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Christopher Landon. Christopher
it's-
Landon directed the movie.
Listen, it's a little convoluted, but I kind of
Yeah.
vibed with it. Like I was kind of
did
like,
too.
okay, this works for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I liked the movie a lot. I did. I think good reveal. Christopher Landon, man, he knows how to do this stuff.
He does. He
And
really does. There's no doubt about that.
and that reveal moment that I know you're talking about was like, oh wow, okay.
And it's one of those moments where you're like, that totally makes sense. It's a little
Yes.
like, what? Like, huh?
Yes,
Okay,
it
but
is.
I'm like, okay, rock on, dude.
100%. You guys got to watch it. It's
Yeah.
worth
Yeah.
watching.
Yes.
Cool.
Watch
Well, see,
Martin.
that's what I'm saying though. That feeling that you guys have is like, that's what is great when it works, when it lands, because you're like,
Yes.
man, you gotta see this. I vibed with it, So I can only hope that they're taking this serious, man. They really got to give us a good reveal. Horrible reveals suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
They really do.
It
No,
can
look,
ruin the movie.
it totally
the last
can.
thing you remember. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? And especially when that's what the whole movie is building up towards.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of times people say, well, a movie, obviously you got to hook them in the beginning, but that ending, man, when they're leaving that theater or they're done watching it in their living room, that's the last thing that they're going to remember is how they
Yeah.
felt at the end of the movie.
especially if it's a whodunit, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole premise is the reveal at the end, right?
Right.
Like if it's like an action movie, most people like if the ending sucks, you're like, yeah, ending sucked, but man, that chase scene or that car, like there's things that you can pick off that you're like, man, that was really good, right? But the problem is with the whodunit, it's like if you're building up the entire buildup of the film is that moment, and if that moment sucks, it's like the movie sucked, right? Like, yeah, there might be like, oh, that was a great kill or that was this, right? But for the most part, it's like the movie sucked because it's like the whole movie is based on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a good point. All right, now real quick, and I know we talked about maybe continuing a little bit of our Scream talk from last week, but just to jump back to the chat real quick because people are working hard in this chat, bro. This is crazy. So I'm gonna run through these as best as possible. Jen had come in with a $10 super chat. Jen, thank you so much, and she's upset, Steven. She said this is off topic, but I watched Nights live last night while watching the Tony Awards. How can Nev have been voted off the island? Steven, you want to answer that?
I wish I had an answer for you.
Dude, she lasted really. Come on, man. She was up against.
Bro, man. We had to go back here tonight. Jen,
I'm sorry.
let me just say, Jen, you are 100% correct. I am with you 100%.
Yeah.
And listen, I saved her multiple rounds.
Yeah,
Stella, I mean, Sarah
Stella.
saved her multiple rounds.
Yeah.
And there was, I mean, look, when the rules changed.
Those are the rules.
Because we've been streaming for like almost 3 hours. When the rules changed where super chats no longer can save you. Well, that was it. That was like taking all the ammo I had and it's done.
And we left it up to the people, just like Bane said, the people of Gotham, you have the power. Anyways, but it was fun. It was fun.
A lot of fun.
Jen, thank you for this super chat. Eric is working hard too, saying, hey, you hit the like button or else follow the OG Core 4. Thank you so much, Erica. We appreciate you. Seriously.
Appreciate it.
Russell coming in. Thank you as well, Russell. If anyone needs to be voted off the island, it's Gail Weathers. So I'm rooting for Ghostface to take her out. Hope I'm not the only one. Real quick, Steven, let's start with you and go around. Scream 7, should Gail survive or be killed?
If she is here, okay, couple quick thoughts. We're starting to get towards the end. If Gail dies, I want it to be only under one condition, that she is literally sacrificing her life, a heroic death to save Sydney's daughter. And Sarah had mentioned this a while back in a chat, and I remember, I'll never forget it. And she said, Gail basically ruined Sydney's life by writing that book about Maureen Prescott and all that happened with her affairs and her murder. So what better redemption is there than her to sacrifice to save Sid's daughter? She wronged her mother, but she's righted with her daughter. And I thought that was really a neat idea.
I dig that.
It would make me personally, I would say she died heroically, and I will always honor Gail from that point forward. Now, That's my main criteria for her to die. The only other way I would say it is if they bring her back as the Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4 Gale, and she is, oh man, she is relentless on in the movie, going after the killer, working with Sid like she used to be, where she or not really that as much, but just that relentless fire that we saw in the old Gales, Wes Craven's Gales, and back in the day. If she goes, I'll just say it like this: if she goes basketballs to the wall, Gale, and she dies at the end in some way doing something selfless, not selfish, I think it will win me over, and I'll miss her, but I will respect her and say that's the way you go out, if you have to. So
Okay, all right, Jake, what do you think?
Oh, quick answer, bro. If they do nothing with their character again, like in Scream 6, just kill her off. I love Courtney Cox, but dude, you're just bringing her back to kind of show her around like a pony. Kill her off.
That was good. Kill her off. Pony Gale.
Pony Gale.
Pony
like
Gale. Hashtag Pony Gale. All right, Fate, what do you think? Survive or die?
I mean, Jake said it perfectly. If you're not going to use her, get rid of her, right? I mean, it's a horror movie. The fact that she's lived this long anyway, not as like the final girl. I mean, she's a final girl, but not the final girl. The fact that she's lived this long, if you don't know what to do with her, don't keep her around, right? Either write her off or kill her if you don't want to kill her, right? Like, she should have died in Scream 6. Should have. It was a great scene. You had the moment, and then we get the reveal that she's alive off camera. Like,
that was horrible.
Yeah, it was stupid, right? Like, you were better off just leaving that be a mystery for Scream 7, and then have her be alive in Scream 7. It's like, oh, okay, like, but I don't know. I think I almost think they should kill her, like, regardless, even if they do a really good job with her. I almost think that they should kill her because you killed Dewey to set the tone in Scream 5, and then completely erased it in Scream 6. Nobody died. What was the point of killing Dewey if you're not going to kill anybody else?
It's horrible.
Like, the whole point of killing Dewey Riley, according to them, was because they wanted to set the tone. They wanted to reset and show no one is safe.
Right.
Okay,
but instead, everybody was safe. We were safe too.
It was ridiculous. It's like, what's the point of doing that? So I think the only way you do that is like you do like kill Gale. It's like, see, everyone's dead. Like kill Gale, and the real question is, should Mark die?
Yeah.
Should Sydney's husband die?
Mark Evans.
I think that's the real question, because I think one that's you could go the Karen route from Halloween and have that impact. Every boyfriend Sydney's ever had has died, right? And then or been the killer, and then I think that would set up Sydney and her daughter. Right, so now you have that dynamic and that build up and that story and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if they'll kill him in Scream 7, but I wouldn't be shocked if he dies eventually. And I almost feel like they should. Right? Like, again, if it was Mark Kincaid, no, I think you should build him as a character.
Yes.
We don't have any ties to this guy. We don't know this guy. We go care about this guy. I mean, the actor's fine, but like we don't. The guy is irrelevant to us.
Yeah.
Right? So, but what do you guys think about Mark, real quick?
Well, you know what? When you said that totally struck a chord with me too, because if it was Mark Kincaid, that would have been a really cool opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To really build upon, especially because of the fact that he was obviously
crazy he's not back. He did an entire press tour.
I know. It almost seemed like it was a slam dunk. It's like, what are we doing here?
A day or two before they announced that it wasn't going to be him, he did an interview on, what was it, like Good Morning America or something like that?
Yeah.
He did an interview and said he was coming back. Like,
well, his house burned down, dude.
Well,
I'm sorry,
that's true.
Frustrating.
Which it's just like bad timing. Like, it was literally just awful timing. Like the fires were going on in California, his house burned down. It was just like, dude, this is just the worst. It was fate. It was fate not to happen, which is a shame.
Yeah,
blame me.
No.
It's your fault. Yeah,
it's your fault, bro. All right, real quick, as we start to wind down some more, let's see who else we have in here. Jason coming in with a super chat as well, saying, "What does alligator, bathroom stall, Laker talk, and the
said
smooth voice
asshole.
of YouTube have in common?" Jeez, that's a lot, bro.
Oh
That's like
man.
the first time that sentence has ever been said, I feel.
Ever,
Has to
maybe the
be, dude.
last. Jason, thank you so much, man. We love you, man. Leave the Collective is epic. You're all right, man. Seriously. Um, as I was reading, I'm like, where are we going with this? Jason always keeps you on your toes. I'm like, what am I about to say live? You
I
on the
know.
internet.
That was the Who Done
Exactly.
mystery.
You gotta, yes, dude, that was a that was a better mystery than some of these movies, man. All right. Jen coming in again saying, I have to let you all know that the Lost Boys, the musical, is coming to Broadway next year. Oh, I love the Lost Boys. It's interesting that you mentioned the Lost Boys, Jen. I'm just going to tease that. That's cool.
I just am watching the sequels for the first time.
Ooh, what do you think?
I've just, dude, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm starting the second one after this stream. Like, I've never seen them before. So
Nice.
I'll
I
tell
haven't
you,
either.
I'll text you.
Nice. I'm curious.
Yeah, I never saw it either.
Yeah, you should check them out, man. Well, if you're a completist, I just want to hear
Right.
your
Yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah.
Erica, thank you for the super sticker. Coming in with a super sticker. Thank you. And she's trying to keep that title with the crowns in the chat. I love it. Jason coming in again. Best mystery killer, Jaws. Did not see the shark until the third act. Remake of Phantasm is gaining momentum. Let's go. Please watch Phantasm.
How did we not bring up Jaws when we talked about murder mysteries, guys?
Right?
We
Who
failed.
would have thought? Who would have thought?
You would have thought. Yeah.
Hello to you, fair Spanish ladies. Okay. Stella is coming in. Stella, hot off the press from last night, killing it. Thank you so much, Stella. Saying, funny story. My mom called me to ask if I'd heard of Final Destination Bloodlines. She said she found out at work that Adam, the director, used to direct her work's training videos years ago. Really?
Wow.
No way.
That's
Get outta
crazy.
here.
That's
Oh my God. That is awesome.
His hard work paid off.
Yes. You got to
Dang.
start somewhere, man. You got to dream.
You do.
You got to dream.
Dream and dream big.
That's right.
Wow.
Russell coming in. Thank you again, Russell. Drop was decent watch. I enjoyed it. Christopher Landon has a werewolf movie coming too.
Yeah.
I liked Drop. Jake, it was good. There you go.
Yeah.
Christopher's so
It's a good
talented,
one.
man.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And Jason coming in again, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Saying we all need some we all need some swing your
Aw.
hips. Let's go. All right, look, let's just do this
Dude.
real quick. He called it out, so we got to do it. We'll do a quick
Yes.
clip, but thank you guys so much for all the support. We appreciate it. And by the way, and Steven, we'll let you talk about it after this clip. We got, a really cool show that'll be coming next week on Steven's channel. But right now, just to say this, sometimes you just got to move your hips a little bit. It might look like this.
This. Like this. Swing your hips, me. Swing your hips. Fire! Swing your hips.
There you go.
Why did it look like he was giving him a tug at first? I was like, what kind of clip is this?
Oh man, that was good.
That's how I felt, Jason. That's how I felt when the Celtics got eliminated.
I'm going to do that in front of my fiance this weekend. See what
Dude.
happens.
What, you're gonna give me a tug?
I wish you would, man. Oh, jeez. What? God.
I'm driving to Ohio tonight.
Wow. That kind of
Like
went
8
off the
hours.
rails. Oh my God. And no, Steven, I'll let you kind of let the folks know what we have coming up for the collective next week.
Yes, absolutely. So next Monday, we continue the party, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, on my channel over on my in my neck of the woods. here online at Craving Something Scary. And we want you guys to come join us because one thing we can guarantee you is that you're going to always have our honest opinions and perspectives and whatever it is, whether we go with movies of the year, our favorite movies of the year so far. Maybe it's our favorite movies it's coming up at the end of the year. Or if it's, you know what? It could literally be anything. Anything.
It could be anything.
So, yeah. So we're not spoiling anything. I'm only going to say to be there next Monday. You guys, come on. The link's in the chat. All you got to do right now is click that link. Go over there, hit this thumbs up button, and hit the reminder button.
Yes.
That's all you got to do. Two things, and you're set. You'll get a reminder from YouTube so you don't forget, and you'll help the stream already by smashing the thumbs up button. So you're gonna help us reach more people. And hey, if we have more people joining and continuing to be a part of this Lethal Collective reunion show or tour, who knows where that may lead? Who knows? So we love you guys. So yeah, come back next Monday because the party will be going loud and strong again. So
either a triangle.
Jace.
What the heck?
Triangle.
That is somehow worse than a square.
It is. That's what I was thinking too.
Either be triangle. You don't want to be
Lord.
triangle.
Hey, look, Fate. Jason's got a message for you. Thank you, Jason.
I'm glad you understand.
He knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Jason knows the deal.
That's
But
right.
Craven, real quick before we leave, I wanted to hear your opinion. Do you think that they should kill Mark? Because you gave your opinion on Gale, but you didn't give your opinion on Mark. I want to hear your thoughts on Mark.
Yeah. So Mark Evans, Joel McHale. Look, I like Joel McHale in his setting. He's a comedic actor, and
Which
I was.
I thought that was weird for Scream.
No, exactly. Well, that's exactly what I was about to say. I thought, what a choice, because I don't want them to have written special lines trying to be funny.
Right.
I'm afraid I don't want them to overplay comedy from him. Like every time we see him, he's like, "Oh yeah, Sid. And by the way, did you know that apples fall from trees?" I don't want to hear jokes all the time. So I'm really hoping this guy's more versatile. I will say it's a wonderful knife. He did a great job as someone who was not nice. And that gives me hope because he does show there he could do it, I think. It's just if Guy and Kevin keep him in balance, I guess, or in balance with the tone, then that's going to be key. Should he die? Dude, look, like you said, I have no connection to this guy. He's as brand new as every character they're bringing in new to me. Sure, he's Sid's husband, and you would feel bad for Sydney. It's like, it'd be terrible. And the kids or lose their father.
Yep.
That's bad. That part of me gives reserve and saying we should just kill him. But honestly, look, if he does die in the course of this thing, I'm not going to be mad. I won't be mad. So,
quick question for everybody. Do you want him to be the killer? I absolutely do not want him to be the killer.
No.
That would be no.
Horrible.
Dude, he's just hanging around for years, just waiting for an opportunity. I'm playing the long game, Sid.
That's my biggest fear, is that like he's like the cult leader or something like that. It was like this long game for the last 30 years. Like
I had kids with you, Sydney.
You never saw it coming. Did you?
What? I wasted the good years of my life with you just so I could now decide to kill you. No.
The sad thing, the sad and scary thing is that even has to be a question.
It is though.
5 and 6.
Yeah.
The fact that is a real thing that I could see them doing terrifies me.
Yeah.
Terrifies me.
It does.
That might be one of the worst options for a killer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just ridiculous.
It is. I have to believe Kevin would override that decision. If Guy wrote that, I hope.
Dude, you would think Kevin would be like, "Look, man, no, not on my watch, bro."
Exactly.
Well, we know the role. we know it's supposed to be Mark Kincaid. I don't think they would turn Kincaid into a killer before.
Well, that's what I'm
No.
saying. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
now
that
it's
just
not
wouldn't
Mark
make any
I could see
sense.
them. I could see them. Okay, you got to look at it like this. They had to have, no matter what, bringing it. If the original intention was Mark Kincaid and now it's a different Mark, they had to have changed the story because Mark Kincaid is already established and has rapport. This
Yeah.
guy didn't have any of that. So as soon as it wasn't Patrick Dempsey, they had to have changed. Maybe not everything, but they had to have changed at least structurally his character.
But they couldn't have changed the killer reveal. I mean, that's like that's kind of cemented before you build a whole. I feel like if I'm writing a murder mystery, you kind of have to have your killers first and foremost, and then build a story.
Yeah, you got to build
it, right?
around it. Yeah. To me, the other way would be backwards.
Because what if they did want to do Mark Kincaid, but they were like, hey, people might be upset about that, right? And now they're like, well, hey, it's not Mark Kincaid. Look, Scream 5 and 6, they had multiple stories with different killers, right? We get news like once a month where somebody was like, oh, originally I was supposed to be the killer. It's like, what? Like, so I mean, who's to say they didn't have multiple angles with that? And then when they got that news, they were like, okay, well, maybe we can use him now. I hope that they don't.
I
But
hope
like
so
I said,
too,
I mean,
man.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I heard a rumor, and it's a rumor, so whatever. But the rumor I had heard when they thought Kincaid was going to be coming back, he was going to be the sheriff of Pine Grove, and he's still in law enforcement. And I'm like, the first thing I thought of is I don't want to see Joel McHale as the sheriff of the town. Just don't do that, man. Rewrite that part, just like you say, to where it makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, it fits, and I am going to give him benefit of the doubt. I am, because it's a wonderful knife is the only reason I'm giving him a real big benefit of the doubt for this to potentially work.
Mhm.
And you know what? We'll know real quick. I think we'll know in the first 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever we're introduced to him,
Mhm.
we're going to know if this is feeling right or not. And
They own a bar. What if they do stand-up comedy? And he
Oh
runs-
no, dude,
no.
come on.
I can see it. I can see it.
Nah, man.
What about a musical number, guys?
Dude.
I think I love you.
Standing on the benches.
He starts getting up there.
Maybe he has his old letters.
Oh,
No.
you guys are
Letters
going
on
off
there.
the rails. Oh my god. Yeah, no singing in the bar, please. No stand up
or
either.
the coffee shop. I think they changed it now. She owns a coffee shop from a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it looks like it is a coffee shop.
No poetry reading either, man.
No reading, no improv.
I
Yeah.
just hope we actually get like the family dynamic. I'm really worried that we don't. I'm really worried that like Sydney, her kids, and her husband are just there. Right? Like I want to know, like, how is he as a husband? How is he as a father? How is Sydney as a wife
As a
and as a
mom.
mother?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is she overprotective? Is she overbearing? Is because she has these walls and guard? Is she a little bitchy? Like, how is like? I want to know how she is. Is she like?
Mhm.
Is he like the cool parent where it's like, don't ask mom, ask dad, right? Which would be understandable given her backstory, right? Like, I really hope we get the dynamics of that family, right? Is Tatum like rebellious because she's a teen and she's like, like I don't want to listen to you, mom. You're too overprotective,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Yep, exactly.
do they even know she's Sydney Prescott? That's another big thing. Like, do they even know that Sydney is Sydney, right? Like,
Ooh,
or
that's
particularly the daughter, right? I think the husband. I think the husband would.
Well,
But,
yeah.
because she's Sydney Evans. What if she changed her first name? She's done it before. What if it's not Sydney? What if it's like Michelle Evans and she doesn't know that Sydney is Sydney? Because my thing is like, why is Ghostface now popping up after 30 years to get Sydney? Right?
Well,
Like,
whatever it is, the one thing we know is that Nev signed off on it.
Yeah.
Because they came
did.
right to her and said, "This is the why," and she said, "Oh, okay, I get it. All right, I'll do it."
That's what she
And
said.
same thing with Kevin. So it's like of course, we don't know exactly yet, obviously, but I'm hoping that it's going to be like when I'm watching it, then I'm like, all right, that totally makes sense.
however,
Let's
she
go.
did sign off on Scream 5. And Scream 5 was very disappointing.
Well, I
far
think
as the character
But to be fair, I think with Scream 5, I think that there was a lot of things riding on that, and also, just trying to honor Wes. I think that was a really
Yes.
big part of it. And I'm not saying that
It
I'm not
was.
saying that, she couldn't have,
She didn't
blinders
want to do
on.
it originally. The only
That's
reason
true.
she did it was because of the Wes Craven thing. That's
Yeah.
the only reason she did it. So
Yeah.
but like that's just my concern. Like, I love Nev. It's great that she signed off on it, but she also signed off on Scream 5 and the ideas of Scream 5, and they consulted her about certain things about Scream 5. And Scream 5 was not the best movie.
Right.
It's not unwatchable.
It's not
Oh no.
You're
no,
talking about
not
it
at
like it's the
all.
worst thing. I don't know. It's fun. I had a good time with it.
I
It's
had
not
fun with
my
it.
favorite thing in the franchise, but
It's not bad. It's not bad. No, it's a good
No.
movie. It's not my favorite, but it's good. It's good fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
I think it's got a lot of fun stuff in it as well. It really does.
yeah.
Scream 6, however, is trash.
Well, all right.
I liked it better than 5.
I did,
because
yeah,
but
but
you got to turn
I
your
did
brain
too.
off.
Box office. So I did a whole video about this because I mean, all of you guys know I wasn't a big fan of Scream 6.
Right.
I watched Scream 6 again recently, and it was so much worse. Every time I watch it, I realize how bad it is. It doesn't.
Dude.
It literally doesn't make sense. It's all over the place. Like, it is awful. Like, no
Bro.
joke. I did a whole video. Because I was like, oh, it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, let me watch it again. I haven't watched it in a long time, and I was like, I don't remember this movie being this bad. Like, it's unwatchably bad in spots. Like, I was like, this is terrible.
oh my god.
Okay.
Go watch the video. I break literally like start to finish with that movie down, and I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, the acting's terrible. You watch Dermot Mulroney, like, everybody that kills my family. Like, it's just like, it's like comedic.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
It
I'll
is
give you that.
awful. Like, no, it is probably the worst Scream movie by far. Like,
Wow.
it is terrible. I'm telling. If you haven't watched it in a long time, go watch it again and really watch it. Because I always watch it as like a fan first, kind of just take it in and enjoy it. Then I like watch it as a content creator. But like, I watched it again and I really was like, all right, let me give this another chance. And I really just like watched it. And I was like, I shouldn't have done this.
I shouldn't have done
This
this.
is awful.
Fate.
Wow. I shouldn't have
terrible.
done this. Is
From the
crazy.
script standpoint to the killer reveal to everything. The acting was terrible.
Bro, we got to sit down and watch some full moon features. That's all I'm saying. When I got people in my chat who are like, Scream 6 is the worst thing that has ever
all time.
graced humanity.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys haven't watched like what's it? Night, give me
Toxic
something.
Adventure.
Amityville Toilet.
Like,
Yes, yes.
Adventure.
Amityville Toilet. Yeah,
it's
come
not-
on,
yeah,
man.
look, it's not like bottom of the barrel B.
Don't
movie
go in the
bad,
woods alone.
But it's not like that. But it's like, it's not good. Like, it's
Oh,
like, if you,
Lord.
like Craven said earlier, if you turn your brain off and just watch it, you don't have
Yeah.
you have no
Right.
desire to watch a good Scream movie, it's great. But as soon as you you really start watching it for the plot, the story, the character development, the
There's
acting,
yeah.
Gail Weathers, like the killer reveal, the killer story, the explanation, like it literally is like another fan film. Like, genuinely. It's like, oh, here's everything anybody has ever asked for in a Scream movie. Ignore everything else. Like,
They did throw a lot in there that felt like
They
they were
did.
trying to meet fans.
yeah.
Services.
They did.
It was,
Yeah, that's true.
it was like a fan appeased film. It wasn't
Right.
like a well structured, thought out movie. Like, the pace, I don't remember the pace being as all over. Like, you're literally jumping, and it's like there's no structure. Like, like from just a film perspective, it's terrible. There's no structure to the film. It's awful. Like, I was so disappointed. Like, I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
And I was already critical of Scream 6. To me, it's the worst film in the franchise by far. By far. It's
Well-
awful. I'm telling you, we should all watch it, and I will just break it
no.
down.
Oh,
scene by
wow.
scene. I'm
Oh,
telling
man.
you, I will ruin
Bro,
the movie.
we couldn't even watch the movie because it would be constant.
Yeah.
You'd be like, they used that word the wrong way, damn it.
And there's another one. Oh, I got to talk about it. Pause the movie.
It's just, I'm telling you, like, watch it. watch it and really. Somebody said, "Fate, I think you're overthinking it." Again, that's what I just said. I watched it as like analyzing it as a film.
Are you okay? do you want to go off the live and talk for a minute,
We
bro?
need an intervention.
Take a breather, bro.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing. Like, I was already kind of like,
Oh my God, bro.
on the film. I mean,
He's got a
watching that
blood
again and
vessel.
really watching it as a movie, like as soon again, if you like Craven said, turn your
He
brain
drank
off.
a Red Bull.
Turn your brain off. It's fine. As soon as you watch it as like a good movie, it loses all its luster. It's awful.
Wow.
Eric said, if you think 6 is the worst of all time, you got to watch The Ginger Dead Man or Madman.
No,
and I could definitely.
Bro, I don't want to hear him talk about those movies if that's how much he hates Scream 6. Oh, man.
Like, I love a shitty B movie. I love it. They're great.
Dude, bro, Scream 6 is a shitty B movie with $35 million. That's what it is.
It's not a shitty B movie. It was
Bro, that's what Hill I'm going to die on. It's a
It
shitty
was
B movie with
paraded
$35 million.
as it was paraded
I love
as
it.
an A+ movie. It was paraded as this like this work of art.
Nah.
And
Bro, that's why I
Wow.
love it. Bro, that's why I love it. It's like you literally brought this like campy, ridiculous, dumb script up to Scream. It's punk rock as fuck. It's insane. It's got some bloody, intense chase sequences, and they threw $35 million at that thing. That's honest to God, that's why I defend it. Because I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Who cares about these scenes where nobody dies? Literally.
Bro, Annika's death is insane.
Annika's
Okay,
is
all right, we're going over, Knight. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right.
Nobody dies.
Okay,
What
look,
kind
there,
of slasher movie is
dude,
that?
there are some truth it mixed in with a lot of what you're saying, and I hear, and I don't disagree with everything you're saying either. However, dude, you know, this is a movie that does have plot holes. Trust me, I know. And
Yes,
I've
we've
pointed them
talked
out.
about them. Yep.
We've talked about these plot holes.
Yep.
That's Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt's fault. They rushed this. I think it was script was rushed.
Absolutely.
I think it was rushed. They wanted that movie out in a year,
Mhm.
and I think that personally, that movie suffers from speed, too fast working on the script,
Yep.
and they had to get it cut and out fast. I think if they'd had 6 more months to rework it and massage that script out more, I think it would have been those plot holes wouldn't have been there. Personally, just my thoughts. Having said that, if you hit play and you don't analyze it, you don't turn on your analytical brain part, just take it for what you're seeing and go with the flow of the story. It's enjoyable.
But that's
And
not
so-
good. That doesn't make
Well,
sense.
I'm just saying.
Here's the thing to me, though. Let me
I have
jump in
to
because
completely disregard the movie logic to watch this. Like,
But listen, here's the
Wow.
thing to me that I thought was really good about it. I really thought that they did a hell of a job with Sam. I think Tara also had some really good weight.
Chad,
I enjoyed Chad a lot more. Mindy was whatever. And yes, Dermot at the end, no doubt. You know, and we all knew anyways, okay?
of course
So
it's me.
take that out of the equation though. Yeah, take that out of the equation. But
take out
you
the
know,
acting. Take out
no,
the
I'm talking
story,
about I'm
take out
talking
the
about
kill,
Dermot.
Take out the.
I'm talking about Dermot, like at the end. That's when I kind of jumped off the train. I was like, ah, man, you're going way too hammy. You are not Laurie Metcalf. But
Right.
other than that, I really did enjoy the characters. I thought that they did a lot of cool stuff being in the new setting. Yes, nobody died, and that kind of sucked. You know, Gail should have died. Mindy should have died. You know, yes, Kirby could have died. Not that I wanted them all to die, but I'm just saying more deaths. But other than those things, those nitpicks, I thought they did some cool stuff with it as well. You know, so it's for me, it's a mixed bag, but leaning more to the positive. It's definitely not a trash movie to me though, because I've seen some crappy ass movies, man. There's a ton of slashers from the 80s that you can't even watch. You
No,
just
but I'm
can't.
comparing
You
it
just
to
turn 'em
Script
off.
Like Scream movie, comparing it to the other Scream movies.
Right,
Like, isn't
okay.
it as bad as some of these like C-level slashers from like the the 80s and early 90s? No, but for a Scream standard film, it's awful. right? Like, you have
just-
to talk yourself into it being half watchable. Like, that's never good for a movie. Like,
It's got problems. That doesn't mean it's unwatchable, in my opinion. Like there's such a difference between like there are movies that I love that are filled with problems, but oh my god, they got something else going on that's so magnetic. One of my favorite, like this is a heap of garbage film, but I watch it religiously. Piranha 3D. This is bro. This movie is awful. I mean, it is bottom of the barrel dumbest plot I've ever seen, but the gore and some of the stupid characters are so much fun. I keep coming back to it, bro. It's ridiculous.
I've never seen it, dude.
Oh my god. Oh, Steven.
I haven't
was
seen
that?
it is like terribly good.
The piranha, like the VFX piranhas are terrible.
Yeah,
This is another one where like they had way too much money to make this movie and they didn't know what to do with it. So they're like, let's get Eli Roth to come in here and like just get super horny for one scene for no reason and then he dies. Bro, it's a masterpiece of film. But anyways,
We all have our guilty pleasures. We all have those movies that, and again, like I love a good shitty B movie. I love it.
Yeah.
I love like a movie that you go in and you're like, wow, that was presently good. But you have those expectations. Like Scream 6 was not supposed to be this like campy B movie. It was supposed to be a Scream movie.
but I mean, isn't Scream campy though?
Yeah.
To an extent, yes.
To an extent. To an extent.
To an
It has-
extent.
yeah, to an
It's not like, it's not full on like let's embrace the camp, right? Like
Right.
It's self-aware
has
enough
its
to be
campy.
campy.
Yeah, it has its campiness just inherently, right? Just through the characters and stuff. Like that's one thing. This movie, again, it's supposed to be this quality Scream movie, but it's not. Again, yes,
You're saying it's supposed to be that.
Sometimes you can find a
We
nut.
should do a whole stream on this.
I know, we
debating
could.
5 and 6 and just talk about them like in depth for 30 minutes each.
I'm down to do that.
Yeah.
We
Y'all want to do that? We should do that.
Sometimes you
For
can
the
find
next
a
stream?
nut in a piece of shit. Like
Think about it.
you can
Because
find,
listen,
Hey, Fate, you're hosting a stream in 2 weeks. You can make it. You can make it all about this, bro.
Yeah. Like,
very true. I'll
See if you
save it.
can- see if you-
I'll do a different thing.
see if you can change our minds. Real quick, let me just say this too, because I put a poll in the chat just for the fun of it. And I just said, is Scream 6 trash? And we've got no 78%. And we've got 22% for yes. So just to
There
see
you
what
go.
you guys
well, the
thought.
22% know what they're talking about.
Okay. On
If it's
that
trash,
note,
I'm a raccoon, baby.
there you go. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
On that note, listen, guys, we had a blast. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. And reminder again, next week we'll be on Steven's channel at Craven Something Scary. We've had the links all through this live stream. So make sure that you guys go over there, hit the like button, get ready to join the madness next week on
Be
Monday.
continued.
To be
Yes.
continued. And we'll find out if Scream 6 is really trash. We will catch you guys next time. Take it easy. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you're the Night Watch. Peace. The collective
Bye,
is
guys.
spoken.
Peace.